About 3 years ago, I uploaded my first ever video, Top 10 Tournaments in Fiction, which has a pretty self-explanatory title. I still remember quite a bit about the editing process, it was hell, and I'm proud I was able to get this video done, and I'm proud it turned out as well as it did, even 3 years later. But after further consideration, I've realized that this video sucks. Not because it was literally my first time editing anything, but because I failed to include the best tournament I've ever seen in my life. After revisiting it recently, I've come to realize that this tournament, not being on the list, is a stain against my integrity as a human being. I will be remaking the video, and rest assured, what I'm about to talk about will be in the video. But this tournament is so phenomenal, so transcendent, that it deserves its own video. Hey guys, Galaxy Studios here, and without further ado, I proudly present a comprehensive narrative analysis of Custom Beyblade Tournament 7 by Unicorno Extreme GT. During a pretty large period of time spanning from 2015 to 2016, Unicorno Extreme GT was my favorite YouTuber off and on, competing for this position with popular MMOs. I loved all of his videos, and loved watching them as they came out. And the peak of his content for me was always his tournaments. Whether it was the regular Beyblades going up against each other during his tag team tournament, Battle Bladers, or World Championship videos, or what I'll be talking about soon, his simple bracket formats and infectious energy brought something special to each and every tournament. And of course, what this video is even about, the custom Beyblade tournaments were something special. His viewers would submit combos to him through the comments section on his announcement videos, and then he'd put them in a bracket to find out which was truly the best. For a pretty long time, I watched all of the custom Beyblade tournaments as soon as I found out that they were out. I looked forward to every single one, and they just kept one-upping each other in terms of intensity. And then the culmination of everything. To this day, the largest tournament Unicorno Extreme GT has ever conducted. Custom Beyblade Tournament 7, featuring no less than 80 entrants. This is perhaps the greatest tournament I've ever seen in my life, filled with twists, turns, and one hell of a conclusion. But before that, we need to get through the early rounds. One of the greatest aspects of this tournament is the fact that going in, we don't know who the main character is. There's 80 entrants who we know nothing about, and we have to see what they're made of with our own eyes. The early rounds took by far the most time out of this tournament, with Beyblade after Beyblade getting knocked out. However, after round 2, some clear frontrunners started to emerge. Julie aka Pineapple brought a classic Metal Songa combination, Diablo paired with R2F, specifically Diablo Gemios S130 R2F, the apex predator of all attack types that smashed through stamina and balance types in the early rounds. Libra's Toy Show similarly brought an attack type that preyed on other attack types, Phantom Gasher T120 RF that could tank hits from and outlast hard hitters, while still being able to pack a punch. Zoraida Abdullah's Tornado Striker D125 LRF was the fastest Beyblade in the tournament, owing to Tornado's lightweight and LRF performance tip, careening into its opponents and sending them out of the stadium. While there were a lot of defensive synchron combos, PokeDude X brought something rather curious, Salamander Gargoyle S130 SWD, using the uneven weight of Salamander to make an unstable synchron that could counterattack attack types to devastating effect. Kyle Russell was one of the 2 entrants to use the most powerful fusion wheel of all time in Death, specifically entering the combination of a lot of classically overpowered parts in Death Capricorn BD145 Metal Ball. Jet Harris took a rare but successful offensive approach to his synchron combo, deleting the stamina types he was faced with in the early rounds with his Orochi Behemoth T125 FB. YOLO Blader had the other Death Wheel, using a quite tall stamina combo in Death Pegasus A230 RDF. And then there was Ike Ben Killian, a synchron combo entirely focused on defense and stamina. Double Kraken W145 CS. With a relatively tall spin track, it could tangle with the tallest adversaries, but the real kicker here was the performance tip. CS is for the most part a stamina tip, but if it's knocked off balance, Ike Ben Killian can strike back, and strike back hard. Finally, Kentablader 123, while seemingly a very basic combo in Beat Virgo C145F, had been taking names. His fundamentals were, quite simply, solid. And now the field started to get thinned as we enter round 3. Kicking off this round, Julie aka Pineapple dismantled the first attack type she faced in the tournament, an unconventional synchron combo from Comic Wing I didn't expect to get this far. Props to Comic Wing for throwing Genbu Dragoon F230 CF into this and actually taking out another synchro. Libra's Toy Show and Zoraida Abdullah collide, and while Zoraida's speed was admirable, Libra's Toy Show powered through and advanced to the next round. Pokédudex seemingly faced his counter, a stamina-focused Earth Zarafa 145 MS. But after quite a long battle, Pokédudex showed that his combo simply has the tools to win in every single matchup. He'll have to prove that statement soon, as his path to the finals is guaranteed to have him face 2 attack types. And then, Guile Russell's classically broken combo faced a low-power attack type and easily took the first point. The Beyblades were launched, and Guile took his win. Alright, it's tied at 1. Still, Guile should take this. There's no way he's gonna lose this. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, we have a new challenger. PDN, entering the tournament with Gravity Destroyer 100 RDF in reverse rotation, has knocked out the frontrunner. He'll have a tough road from here, as Jet Harris caused an impressively resilient Flame Pisces 135 WD combo to stop existing in the same arena as him. YOLO Blader and Ike Ben Killian both easily won against low to mid-power attack types, and Kenta Blader 123 closed out the round by continuing his win streak against a pretty good balance type. We've reached the quarterfinals, and it's finally time to see what everyone's made of. The first match of the quarterfinals pitted Julie aka Pineapple against Daniel Sanpio's Blitz Libra 100 R2F that had torn its way through attack and balance types. Unfortunately for Daniel, Julie's Diablo Gemios not only overpowered Libra, but managed to outlast it in a stamina battle. Julie aka Pineapple became her first semi-finalist. The second quarterfinal was a relatively easy affair for Pokédudex. Despite Libra's Toy Show's impressive run, his Phantom Gasher combo was basically hard countered by Salamander Gargoyle. Pokédudex countered his opponent's first strike and took the first point with a stadium out, and while he lost the second point, he stayed resilient and unflinching in the face of Libra's Toy Show's hardest hits, outlasting his opponent to advance to the semis. Match 3 was a no-holds-barred brawl between 2 attack types of various rotation directions, as PDN's reverse rotation Gravity Perseus was matched up against Jet Harris's offensive Synchro. The 2 traded blows, but PDN proved his win over Guile Russell was no fluke. One more stadium out punched his ticket to the semifinals by a split second. His opponent would be decided between the 4 remaining quarterfinalists. To begin, Ike Ben Killian and YOLO Blader faced off in what was forced to be a stamina battle, and the Synchro prevailed. Kenta Blader 123 faced a storied opponent of his own, Cells Yamuto, whose underdog of a Bakushin Fireblaze 90XF had taken out a previous champion in round 3. Still, Kenta Blader 123 prevailed, but his miracle run was unfortunately cut short by the stone wall that was Ike Ben Killian. And now the semifinals had finally been reached, with what is to this day the strongest semifinal cast I've ever seen in a Beyblade tournament. Julie aka Pineapple, with Diablo Gemios S130 R2F. Pokédude X, with Salamander Gargoyle S130 SWD. PDN, with Gravity Perseus 100 RDF. And Ike Ben Killian, with Double Kraken W145 CS. None of these combos are boring in the slightest. All of them have something that makes them unique. This is going to be something special, so let's kick this off. This first semifinal would be monumental for both competitors. For Julie aka Pineapple, it was the toughest wall she'd ever faced. For Pokédudex, although he'd beaten attack types before, this was an entirely new level of power. Both would have to give it their all. The match kicked off with Julie launching powerful attacks at Pokédudex, who managed to stabilize, avoid getting comboed out of the stadium, and outlast Julie to take the first point. Going into the second game, Julie knew she'd have to risk it all. Winding up for one final strike, she crashed into Pokédudex with all the power she had, but Salamander Gargoyle's instability came in clutch. Rather than tanking the hit, Pokédudex actually deflected the blow that would certainly have kept Julie in the tournament. With her power spent though, Julie's tournament run was done. Pokédudex won the match and advanced to the finals. As for the second semifinal, PDN had to be very careful when facing Ike Ben Killian. Though the Kraken Synchro was the paragon of stability and was thus wide open for attacks at full power, its defense was off the charts. PDN needed to get a stadium out or he'd lose on stamina, and he needed to watch out for the devastating counterattacks caused by the CS performance tip that had knocked out other attack types before. But PDN knew he could do it. He started off with an easy stadium out to take the first point, but Eichmann Killian literally instantly retaliated with a brutal counterattack to get the second. It was all tied up, and the second semifinal spot would come down to one final game. And to PDN's horror, Eichmann Killian had developed a new strategy to completely counter him. Rather than trying to stand still, Eichmann simply met all of PDN's attacks head-on, diffusing the power that had gotten a point off of him. And that was it. PDN's power was gone, and there was no way he could beat a defense-type Synchrome in his stamina battle. Right?
Oh my gosh, Ben 10! You're slowing down! Switch to a different alien, use, I don't know, fire blade. Wait. No, that's not even. PGN's moving on to the finals! Woo!
Left rotation. Left rotation got PDN to the finals. One of the most miraculous wins I've seen in my life. And now, the finale. Both of our finalists have punched their way through 5 rounds against increasingly difficult opponents to make it here. And both of them are bringing something completely unique to custom Beyblade tournaments. No matter what, this won't be boring. In the red corner, Pokey Dude X. Though this Salamander-Gargoyle combination seems to be fully defensive at first glance, the addition of the Salamander Warrior Wheel has given it the punch it needed to make it here. With its off-balance center of gravity, it can meet attack types on their home turf, while still having enough stamina to outlast opponents if it needs to. This is not a defense type. It's a balance type, and the best one I've ever seen. In the blue corner, PDN. Sporting a fast and versatile Gravity Perseus combo with left rotation per his request, PDN has already sliced through a variety of opponents. Attack, defense, and balance types, including 2 Synchromes already, have fallen into the hands of the Destroyer. And one more remains. 2 Titans facing off in the finals, in an unprecedented best of 11 set for the championship. I think I'll let Unicorno Extreme count this down.
Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1!
Wait, did you steal my wallet?
Let it rip!
Pokedude X's unstable counterattacks started off the final with a bang, getting 3 consecutive points on PDN. PDN was floundering, but he managed to find his footing and finally get a stadium out in Pokedude X. He was still 2 points behind though, a pretty big lead for Pokedude X. Game 5 started with Pokedude X deciding to act like a defense type, absorbing all of PDN's hits easily and turning this into a stamina battle. Given that this is right versus left rotation, this will come down to who has the better balance. PDN previously won such a round against Eichmann Killian, but Pokedude X has even better balance than the Synchrome PDN previously beat. This is going to be close.
Like, he barely beat out. I think he won that round, I'm not sure. Gonna have to look at the tape first. Let's see. Oh my god, it's tied! Oh my god, did you see that?
And this is where the tide of the finals changed forever. Pokedude X's spirits seemed to be broken, as he didn't fight back against PDN winning another point by a sleepout, tying the match. PDN's winning streak kept going as he got a stadium out to take the lead. But Pokedude X managed to pick himself up and pull off his patented counterattack, tying the match at 4 points apiece. Both entrants were just 2 wins away from the championship. Nothing left behind. I think I'm going to let the rest of the tournament just play itself out. Enjoy.
Oh! There we go, winner takes all. The winner, PDN!
I'm glad I could revisit this classic from my childhood. I loved watching it in 2015, I loved watching it in 2016, and I loved watching it for this video. It's without question my favorite video series from Unicorno Extreme GT, and absolutely deserves to be on my list of top 10 tournaments in fiction. Wait, this isn't fictional. Anyway, I wasn't kidding about wanting to remake the list. It may take a while as I'm currently doing research for it, but rest assured, it'll be worth it. One more thing though. On April 2nd, the day after this video is posted, a pretty important event in Unicorno Extreme GT's life will take place. And so, I'm gonna end this video the only way I know how. Happy birthday in advance, Tyrone.